We're here at the Pengrove Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta. I'm Jim Houston with Craig Simpson. Get ready for Game 4 of the Western Conference quarterfinal between the Calgary Flames and the Detroit Red Wings. Calgary simply cannot afford to lose the game.
Well, if they fall behind 2 games at home, you've got to think it's lights out.
They need a strong effort throughout their lineup. You can't sit back and rely on a few guys to carry you in the playoffs. It takes the whole team to win. Here's a look at tonight's official.
Jim, he's one of the more experienced referees in the game. He'll let a lot of stuff go out there and really lets the guys play. But he will crack down on a lot of that holding and hooking in the neutral zone.
The faceoff goes to Detroit. Into the attacking zone. Legacy gets a pad on it. Shoots quickly. Pad save. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Pushed. Brings it out. Over the line. Played across by Lidman. Donovan, heavy shot. Passed ahead, brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Conroy. Over. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Mowed down.
I wouldn't want to have been on the receiving end of that one.
He gets bowled over by Donovan. Iginla over the blue line. Shove. Centers it. In from Conroy. Scores right in traffic.
The puck came back out. He was ready and waiting for it.
This team is on the wrong side of an early 1-0 score.
And that's got to worry the coaching staff. They don't want to be playing catch-up all game long.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Over the line. Shove. Right in front. Turek freezes the puck.
There's a lot of emotion in this game, and these two teams just don't like each other. You can see it starting to come to the forefront.
The puck is about to be dropped. Datsu on the draw. Rocked.
That was a monster of a hit.
Up through center. Over the blue line. Leveled.
Now that's a big hit.
In front. Legacy with a huge save. He hangs on to the puck. Success just comes with the territory when you're a Sutter, brother.
Oh, you're right, Jim. In over 20 years of coaching, from the junior ranks to the NHL, Daryl Sutter has reached the postseason in all but one campaign.
He gets roughed up by Conroy. In over the line. Run over.
Great hustle.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. The ref indicates a delayed call. We have a penalty call. Looks like coincidental penalties. Each team is now down a player and action will resume.
Well, we're going to see a little wide open 4-on-4 play. Let's see how much this changes the game.
Over the line. Lidman now has the puck. Lidstrom grabbed it. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Cranks it. Turek makes the pad save. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Leveled.
Thundering hit.
Moved over. Brings it out. Over the line. Dendino pulls off a fantastic move.
That deke really opened up the ice for him.
Brings it out. Bowled over.
That's going to leave a mark.
The penalties have been served, and we're back again at 5 aside. Across, Yell levels him. Into the attacking zone. Huge shot by Jelena. Moved across, out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Thomas, hard shot. In over the line. He gets shoved by Conroy. Brings it out. Over the line. Centers it. One times it. Just wide of the net. Moved ahead. Legacy made the save. Woolley into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Iginla.
Send him right to the ice.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Conroy. Up along the boards. A shot from the slot by Jelena. Legacy hangs on for the whistle. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Datsuk. Played up, brings it out. Over the line. He gets run over by Lidman. Saved by Turek. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Lidstrom. Out of their defensive end. Detroit Red Wings make a full change. Over the blue line. Rubbed off the puck. Datsuk grabbed it. Goes behind his net. Passed across. Over the line. Iginla gets pushed. Centers it. The door is shut by Legacy. Brings it out. In over the line. McCarty, cannonading drive. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rips one. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Chelios. A lateral pass. Across. In over the line. Fired hard by Maltby. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Goes behind the net. In the corner. Hull. Quick shot behind the net. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Moved across by Warner. Shoots. Blocked out of their defensive end. Breakaway. Rocked in front. Turek hangs on for the whistle. They're getting ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Datsuk. Conroy gives him the rough stuff.
Terrific physical play.
Over the blue line. Checked. Leopold shoots it quickly. Legacy made the save. And he hangs on to the puck. The ref is ready to drop the puck. Iserman wins the faceoff. Brings it out. Over the line. Sent flying. Shoots it. Turek gets a leg on it. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoots the puck. Maltby grabbed it. Big hit. What a hit. In over the line. Right in front. Jelena gets knocked over out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. In the corner. In front. Big glove save by Turek. Brings it out. Passed up to the neutral zone. Shoots the puck. Blocked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Nice little move by Maltby. Delayed penalty coming up for Calgary. Leopold will serve time for hooking. Detroit is about to go to work on its first power play of the game. Let's see if they can cash in.
You want to establish a good power play early, even if you don't score. It builds confidence and keeps momentum going.
Over the line. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. Iginla brings it out. Over the blue line. Saved by Legacy. Brings it out. Moved over by Datsuk. He gets hit by Lidman. Passed ahead. Into the attacking zone. Lidstrom pushes him right in front. Delayed call against Detroit. Schneider gets called for hooking. can see the coach isn't crazy about that call at all, so he's going to have a word with the official. Detroit wins the draw. He gets taken out by Conroy. Quick puck movement. Moved across. Quick pass up. He gets roughed up by Buzek.
A punishing hit.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Warner fires it. And time winds down as the first period comes to an end with the score 1-0.
Jim, when two teams are this close, you'll want to start the period with jump.
Maybe some early fireworks?
Exactly. Some physical play, lots of shots. You know, something to fire up your team.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to the Red Wings. Leopold comes out of the box as his penalty expires, meaning his team's now on the power play. In front, Legacy made the brilliant save. Sent flying.
That was huge.
He gets checked by Hatcher.
He really got his man there.
Over the blue line. Behind the net. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Knocked down.
That's what we came to see.
Into the attacking zone. One time. Legacy turned the shot away. In over the line. Cranked him.
That's some heavy action.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Leveled.
Finished that one with a bang.
Over the blue line. Schneider went long. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked.
Now that one was worth watching.
Brings it out. In over the line. Centers it. Great glove. Legacy covers up. What really impresses me about this guy is how quick he gets across the crease.
Well, he likes to stand tall in there, and that makes it easy to get post to post.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Face-off won by Datsuk. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. Passed over. And this time, they've gone in offside. The action's about to start. Red Wings win the face-off. Over the blue line. Shanahan has his pocket pick. Into the attacking zone. Conroy with a wrist shot. Lidstrom. Across. Brings it out. In over the line. Knocked over.
You could feel that one up in the booth.
Passed across. Over the line. Taken out.
That was a big hit.
Schneider will get the gate for interference.
And that little play earns him a 2-minute minor.
Calgary will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Yzerman scores! Short-handed.
A short-handed goal is like a dagger to the heart of any power play. That one's gotta hurt.
Barely into the second period, and they've tied the game.
If they can build on that, Jim, they could dominate the whole period.
And the faceoff is won by Conroy. Right in front. Scramble in front of the net. Brings it out. It's dumped into the inboards by Lidstrom. He gets roughed up by Regier. Brings it out through center. Conroy is in some pain, and I'm not quite sure what happened.
Well, it looked to me like he took some contact around the wrist.
Either way, he's going to sit down for a while. And off he goes to get that injury looked at.
Well, you know the fans are worried about him. Let's hope he comes back soon.
Face-off won by Aginla. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Knocked down.
That was rock solid.
Over the blue line. In the corner. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets checked. Detroit Red Wings make a full change. It's chipped up by Jelena. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Right in front. Legacy stabbed at it. He freezes the puck. We're ready for the face-off. And the face-off is won by Aginla. Regier controls the puck. Denied by Legacy. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot by Jelena. Legacy makes the save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Draper gets knocked down. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. In front.
Hit. They felt that hit in the rafters.
Brings it out. In over the line. He gets worked over by Aginla. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets bowled over by Hull. Played out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Turek denies him. Aginla brings it out. In over the line. Into the attacking zone. Right. Schneider scores! Great shot!
In alone, and he made no mistake in netting that chance. That's a nice goal right there.
Detroit gets another and goes ahead.
Jim, this team is playing very well right now.
Calgary wins the draw. It's played over by Yell. He gets out-muscled by Woolley. In front. Centering pass. Legacy turned the shot aside. Centered. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Quick puck movement. Over the line. Wrist shot right in front. Brilliant save. In over the line. Draper gets dropped. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Hatcher.
He stamped that one.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets laid out by McCammon. In behind. Brings it out. In over the line. Shove. Delayed penalty coming up. Chelios is going off for interference.
Interference may only hold up a player for half a step, but that half a step can make all the difference.
And you can see the coach here doesn't like that call, and he's having a word with the official. Calgary hasn't had any luck on the power play so far in this game, but they'll get a fourth chance here.
Well, they just need a few bounces to go their way. If they stick with it, the goals will come.
Over the line. Regier gets checked. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Rips it. Turek stones him. Brings it out. Over the blue line. It's played up by Lidstrom. In over the line. Regier shoves him. Turek hangs on for the whistle. He's on the score sheet with that one assist already. Let's see if he can build on it.
Well, we know he has the skills. It's just a matter of execution.
About to drop the puck. Face-off won by Aginla. Brings it out. Up through center. Into the attacking zone. Taken out.
That came harder than expected.
In the corner. Pass to the slot. Legacy stabs at it. He hangs on to the puck. Now you talk about great defensemen in this league, and this guy really makes it all happen at the back end.
Jim, he's like a catalyst out there, consistently feeding forwards with breakout passes. And hey, I say he wouldn't hesitate to jump up in the rush.
There's a face-off win for the Flames. He gets checked by Draper. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Saved by Turek. Moved across. He gets leveled by Draper. Over the blue line. Iserman right in front. Donovan brings it out. Over the line. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Knocked him off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Schneider works him over.
Talk about laying a guy out.
Calgary is now 0 for 4 on the power play as the penalty expires. Passed over. Detroit Red Wings make a full change. He gets rocked up by Schneider.
Lines his man up and knocks him down.
Brings it out. Over the line. He gets taken out by Yell.
A textbook body check, Jim.
Turek made the big glove save. In over the line. He gets bowled over by Schneider. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shove. In front. Big save. Turek covers up for the whistle. Dave Lewis has had some big shoes to fill in Detroit.
Well, Jim, it takes a lot to follow in the footsteps of the winningest coach in NHL history. But Lewis has held his own. He led the Wings to the President's Trophy in 2003-2004 campaign.
Over the blue line. Laid out. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets worked over by Woolley. Over. Scramble for the puck. Legacy covers up. The Red Wings are showing they know how to put the puck in the net.
They're a fast, talented team that can score. If you try to trade chances with them, they'll beat you.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Datsuk. Brings it out. Over the line. Shanahan gets checked.
That'll keep them on their heels.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Legacy reached out for the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets shoved by Saprikin. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Goes behind the net. Legacy gets a pad on it. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Right in front. Brilliant save by Turek. Rocked. Moved ahead by Warner. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Chelios.
He came up fast and hit him hard.
Passed across. Taken out. Brings it out. The horn signals the end of the second. 2-1 the score as we head for the intermission. All right, we're ready to start the final period.
Look for both teams to try to establish control early.
The faceoff goes to Calgary. Over the blue line. Hull out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Quick pass up. In over the line. In front. Checked. Moved up. Brings it out. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Regier. Shanahan grabbed it. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Scores! He really stepped into that slap shot and ripped it past the netminder. I think they can expect a lot of pressure for the rest of the period.
Defending a 2-goal lead is not an easy task.
Right in front. It's passed across by Datsuk. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Checked. Into the attacking zone.
How about that spin?
Stick save. Legacy covers up for the whistle. Detroit is really showing a high skill level here tonight. They're finishing extremely well.
Well, just look at the shots. That tells you they're making the most of their chances.
No one questions this team's skill level.
Or luck.
Calgary wins the draw. In front. Pass to the slot. Pad saved by Legacy. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. Right in front. A shot from the slot by Draper. Turek covers up. This guy's ready to break out. You can see it in his game.
I agree with you on this one, Jim. I love his play. He could be a year away from becoming an elite talent.
The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Yell. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. In front. Legacy made the great glove save. The puck is about to be dropped. The faceoff goes to the Flames. Yell with a wrist shot. Legacy gets the wood on it. He covers up. They're getting ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Yell. Right in front. Legacy makes the tremendous save. Over the line. Bumped off the puck. Yell grabbed it. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. In front. Hard slap shot by Aguila. He scores!
He hammered home that slap shot. What a blast.
It can be downright scary for a goalie when a guy can let it loose with that kind of velocity. The faceoff goes to the Red Wings. He gets rocked by Warner. Over the blue line. Moved over, run over. In over the line. He gets out muscled. Buzek brings it out. Over the line. Push right in front. Legacy freezes the puck. Detroit can really bury an opponent.
But you can't just sit back and let this team come at you. You have to force them to play the game in their own end. That's the key to beating this offense.
Face-off won by Yell. In front. Legacy made the leg save. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Regier.
He got his man on that hit.
Brings it out. Coast to coast. Legacy made the pad save. He hangs on. They're getting ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Yell. Right in front. It's played across by Schneider. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Gauthier. Brings it out. Over the line. Bumped by Datsuk. Taken out. Detroit Red Wings make a full change. He gets roughed up by Nielsen. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Played across. Reinprecht gets through the defense with a nice deke.
And what a move it was.
In over the line. He gets run over by Regier. Reinprecht out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Pass back. Gets the shot off. Legacy makes the save. Zetterberg brings it out. Over the line. Run over.
He felt that one right down to his skates.
Brings it out. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Long pass. Brings it out. Calgary's about to make a change. Draper now has the puck. Shove. Turek freezes the puck. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Face-off won by Yell. Passed across. Brings it out. Over the line. In front. DeGinla gets smoked. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoved. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Muscled off the puck. Shanahan brings it out. Over the line. Nice move there by Datsuk. Knocked down.
He got laid out.
Quick puck movement. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Jelena. Shove. Wrist shot. Legacy turned it away. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Buzek.
He's unstoppable.
Brings it out. Over the line.
Hit. He got rocked right there.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoots. Leg save. Legacy covers up for the whistle. Iserman has the one goal already tonight, and he looks like he's starting to find a rhythm.
He doesn't have a lot of shots, but he's finding the open ice. Needs to get some pucks to the net.
Detroit wins the draw. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Rubbed off the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets bowled over by Lidstrom. Datsuk. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. In front. Turek freezes the puck.
Jim, you can see that emotions are starting to bubble over. There's been a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Draper. Right in front. Turek stoned him. Over center. Into the attacking zone. Knocked him off the puck. Rink wide pass. Brings it out. In over the line. Shot fired by Draper. Shove. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Checked. Played across. Yell. Shoots it hard. Moved across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. In front. Huge shot by Draper. Brings it out. Rubbed off the puck by Thomas. Over the line. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Fires! Legacy denies him. He gets rubbed up by Thomas.
Nailed him.
Hammered. Over. He gets laid out by Woolley. Into the attacking zone. It's played over by McCammon. Over center. Over the blue line. Shoots the puck. Turned away by Legacy. Quick puck movement. Brings it out. Over the line. Blasts it just wide of the net. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Passed across. Into the attack. Datsuk tallies an empty net goal. Nothing risked, nothing gained, I guess.
Well, they had to take a chance by pulling the goalie late. And that empty netter sealed the deal in this one.
And that should pretty much do it.
Well, a comeback now would be an absolute miracle.
The faceoff goes to Detroit. Shoves. It's finished. Detroit has won it, and that puts them in front by 2 games. From Calgary, Alberta, I'm Jim Hewson.
And I'm Craig Simpson. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
You